What's up guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the 8.6 Blackout build that I did. I finally got this thing to the range, got the first shots through it, and I've got some info for you that I learned while I was down at SHOT Show this past January. So let's jump into it. Like I mentioned, while I was at SHOT Show, I talked to quite a few people about the 8.6 Blackout platform. It caught my eye when it came out a few years ago, and I wanted to build one. That's what this build is. I've done a couple other videos on this. If you haven't seen them, I'll make sure and link them below so you guys can go watch them and watch me building out this thing. But I had some questions with a bunch of different people that are involved in making stuff for the 8.6 Blackout, different barrel manufacturers and companies that have options available and things like that. But one of the things that I asked was, why is ammunition not available for this thing? There's a handful of companies that are making ammunition for it, and I've personally never seen it on any store shelves. Anything you need for this, you'd have to buy it online. From my personal experience, maybe where you're at, it's a little different. And I know this thing is trying to go through the SAMI regulations to make that kind of stuff possible. But that was my question, is why is there not ammo on the shelves? Why isn't this thing taken off like it should? And through these conversations, the main takeaway is the 1 in 3 twists in the barrel, that it is not safe, and that to be SAMI compliant, they are trying to change it to a 1 in 6 twist. If you know anything about the 8.6 Blackout, that was kind of the one big standout thing about this cartridge, is the 1 in 3 twist barrel and how fast it gets that bullet spinning to hold velocity and things like that. But there may be some setbacks with that. I think they're working through it right now. I probably talked to 5 or 6 different people that said the same thing. So it makes me think that there is a little bit of truth to it. But I did get some ammo for it. Finally got this thing to the range. Got some range footage for you. Sorry, the low light in the range. Let's take a look at some of that. Put this thing together hoping that this cartridge would take off, that it has that 300 Blackout appeal, you know what I mean? Like, everybody loves 300 Blackout. It's a large cartridge that can be shot out of an AR platform or a bolt action platform. You can use the 8.6 Blackout for hunting. You can take down big game with it at close distances. There's a lot of benefits to it, but I think there might be a lot of hype to it as well. Now, for my build, I list all the parts and everything over on those other videos. Go watch them if you're interested in the build itself. But some things that I think that I did wrong on this build. One is the scope. I think I need a different scope for this thing. I need something with a little higher magnification. This is just a 1:6 LPVO. But even in that dark range, my old eyes were struggling to pick up the small target that I had down there. So I think I'm going to try and swap this out for a higher magnification scope. I know I'll probably get a bunch of hate in the comments that that's plenty, but this gun is capable out to 500 yards or so, and I want to have a scope on it that is capable, for me personally, to see out that far without maxing out the magnification. Second, I did kind of screw up on this build. While I was at the range, this thing wouldn't cycle. That first shot I took didn't cycle. I racked the charging handle, and this happened. This ammo is from AR10. Honestly, they're one of the best out there as far as 8.6 Blackout ammunition. He was cool enough to hook me up with some of this ammo, and it functioned flawlessly, but I racked another one in. This is what they're supposed to look like, and that's what it looked like. I didn't know that it didn't eject the case, and it slammed that into the back of the empty case and pushed the bullet back in. So I wasn't willing to try that thing out and try and shoot it. You guys know how expensive this stuff is. It's $2.50 to $3 a round when you can find it. But first place my head went was gas block. I do have the Superlative Arms gas block on here, And typical guy, I did not read the instructions when I installed this thing. I've installed, I don't even know how many gas blocks on different ARs. This is the first time I've used a Superlative Arms gas block. All the other adjustable ones come kind of dialed right in that sweet spot, but this one isn't adjusted at all. So I still need to do some tinkering with that. I got home, read the instructions, realized this is my own fault. I need to get that gas block dialed in while I'm out there shooting. But while I was there, I didn't want to just waste a bunch of ammo, because I'm going to have to use ammo again to get this thing adjusted and get it ejecting properly. I also, in my other videos, have had some comments on this scope that I'm using and how far back it is sitting. And honestly, I could care less how far the scope sits back as long as the eye relief is right. That's where I set my scopes. Where the eye relief is, the eye relief on this scope is supposed to be between 3.5 and 4 inches, I believe. And with me shooting it, that's about where it's at. Yeah, visually it does sit back a little ways, but if it's further forward, you won't be able to use it anyway because that eye relief will be off. So guys, set your scopes where you need them. If it's way forward, way back, whatever the case is, set them where you need them. That eye relief is set to you and how you hold that gun when you're shooting it. Some people like kind of the neck forward approach, other people are back. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, and that eye relief is perfect for me. The gun functioned flawlessly other than the feeding issues. I'll get that gas block fixed and make sure that's up and running right. The muzzle device performed awesome. These are from Tromic's lead delivery systems. I got a few different ones that I still need to try out. I just put kind of the linear compensator one on here, and it was awesome at that indoor range. It directed all that sound down range. It wasn't loud around me, and that thing performed awesome. One thing to note, this one, the center section, you can unscrew and pull out of there, and that did loosen up maybe 1/8 of a turn on me. So if you're using something like this, make sure you really wrench down on that thing so it stays nice and tight while you are shooting, or check it occasionally and make sure it is tight. Now, as far as 8.6 Blackout goes, do I think I made a mistake? I don't know. That thought is in my mind because I rounded up parts for this thing for quite a while. I put this thing together probably 4 or 5 months ago, and at that point when I started putting it together, ammo still wasn't on the shelves. It's still not SAMI approved. Today, same thing. And I'm wondering, and I hear a few things with Q, the designer, there may be some problems there. I don't know how true it is or what, but honestly, time will only tell if this stuff gets SAMI approved. I know there are a lot of people that are excited about it. There's a lot of different companies that are starting to make guns and make barrels, make all the parts and pieces that you're gonna need for it. But I just hope this thing doesn't flop, you know? Building a gun like this, it is an investment. You do put money into it. And I just hope that this stuff takes off and it follows kind of the same trajectory as a 300 Blackout, so that guys like me aren't just stuck here with a dud and ammo that's $4 a round that you can't even shoot it anyway because it's too expensive. If you haven't seen Aiken Arms, go check them out. They kind of specialize in big bore bullets. I met him at SHOT Show, kind of talked to him, and he was in one of my SHOT Show videos. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But he specializes in big bore stuff, kind of specialty ammunition. This is the 8.6 that he makes. This is the supersonic version. He also has subsonic, a bunch of different grains. He does 375 Raptor and all the big bore stuff. That's kind of his specialty. But go check him out if you're looking for quality ammunition for a big bore build that you guys have. Also, merchandise is on the website. If you guys haven't gone and checked that out, make sure you do that. This shirt will be on there as well as all the others. I've got t-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff, men's, women's, kids. Go check it out if you're interested in supporting the channel. But that's a quick update on the 8.6 Blackout. Next video you see, I'll be getting that gas block dialed in, getting this thing functioning right, and working out the bugs. And that's one thing you always got to do with a build like this, is working out the bugs. And hopefully next time I go out, I'll get that stuff all worked out, get this thing running like it should, and then it may just sit on the gun wall because ammo's too expensive. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.